And then finally he gets the opportunity to be a heel. He tells a story where there was a meeting in Vince McMahon's office with Michael Hayes where Vince says, we want to allow you the opportunity to run as a heel, but I don't think you can do it. And CM Punk said he was fucking hugely insulted, and I can just see this. This is what would frustrate me too. You know, Vince McMahon is a genius. Nobody could have built the empire that he built, but there are things about wrestling that Vince McMahon is completely naive to. And the fact that he looks at a great heel like CM Punk, a guy that has proven that can get a ton of fucking heat when you put a microphone in his hand, he says to him, I don't think you can be a good heel. I don't think you have what it takes. You need to prove me wrong. It's a challenge to you. CM Punk was dead fucking salted. And he said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Have you not seen anything I've ever done? Did you not see what I was doing in Ring of Honor and all of these other places? You know, CM Punk was better on the mic than a lot of guys in the WWE before he even got to the WWE. And it's one of those things where Vince McMahon knows a lot about the WWE way of life, but he knows nothing about pro wrestling, you know, on a worldwide basis. He never did. You know, that's why WCW scooped up all those great cruiserweights. That's why they had Jericho and Benoit and Malenko and Guerrero. That's why they had those guys first. Because guys in WCW were aware of these wrestlers all over the world where none of those idiots in WWE, guys like Gerald Briscoe and Kevin Dunn and Vince Russo and Vince McMahon, they didn't know what the fuck was going on out there. So it's kind of funny that Vince McMahon is sitting across the table from one of the best heels in the business and telling him, I hope you can prove me wrong and be a good heel. Well, no fucking shit. And CM Punk was able to do this feud with Jeff Hardy when he cashed in the briefcase again, this time cashing it in as a heel. And then he was able to do all of his straight edge shit. He was able to rehash everything that he did, you know, in Ring of Honor and on the independent level when he was developing that straight edge heel character. He was able to do that on a big stage like the WWE, and he had the perfect opponent. He had a drug addicted opponent, a guy that had had all sorts of problems by this point. He had had numerous wellness policy violations. He'd been suspended a couple times, very close to being fired. And as soon as he left the WWE, he got in all that trouble where his house was raided, you know, and his life went down the shitter. It fucking his house burned down. His dog died. I mean, you know, Hardy was just a mess back then. And this created a perfect opponent for CM Punk because when you talk about looking down on somebody and claiming that your straight edge lifestyle is better than everybody else, Jeff Hardy is the perfect opponent.